got to be a better way. There's only 3 screws holding this cover on. Contains the recoil starter. We'll talk about this in a minute. Okay, everything's as is. It's got a half tank of gas. Switch is on. Nothing was done after pulling it 7 or 8 times maybe. And then when the motor kicks over, it will freewheel. I'm freewheeling this. The drill will remain stationary. You shouldn't tear up the clutches in the drill or break my wrist. First time. Okay, I've got it on the clutch. Got to set her on drill. Okay, I decided to build this monstrosity when the state of Indiana put us on lockdown a few days ago. I know it looks like crap, but it does work. And I had to sacrifice some parts. Now this stuff here, it can be added. 15/16 half-inch drive socket, 1 adapter, 3/8 to 1/2 inch. It's a solid steel shaft. Went ahead and welded a 1/2 inch to a 3/8 adapter on it. What hurt the most was this one. This is a Cobalt. Bought at Lowe's, 1 1/16 inch socket. It fit over the starter drives on the splines. So the whole thing in its entirety is this. The idea of the drill, this is a starter drive one way, operates the same principle as a one-way bearing. You can't flip it either way and make it work, but you have to determine what do you have to do to get your drill configured to it and the socket drive adapter. How are you going to configure this? So my way was to run a 1/2 inch steel rod through the housing of the drive. It's welded just into the splines that engage the flywheel on an automobile. This is very thin material here. I was welding through it. So I got a washer to fit and kind of chicken scratch welded it together, trying to keep everything as centered as possible. It came out okay. Sockets just welded in 2 different places. You just need enough strength to turn over the motor. It is a 390cc motor. The starter now is my electric drill. It's going to turn clockwise. This motor wants to turn clockwise. That's the first thing you have to determine if you're going to build something like this. So the drill will turn it clockwise. The one-way bearing is engaged. This here is turning the flywheel, turning the motor over. Once the motor starts, my drill will stop, and the motor, this is the most important thing, the motor will freewheel. And you got plenty of time to take your socket off this nut directly to the crankshaft. So we'll try it here. Like I said, I know it don't look like much. I just want to be effective, and I had everything to make it. Did not want to order anything to work, and I had to start this generator. It's the only one I got at this moment. I can't wait to replace it. It's 10 years. It's 10 years old, I think, this year. It's been my experience in the past, this generator will only start with this choke engaged or pulled out, and as soon as it starts, you will push it in. So we'll turn the switch on. Switch is on. Engage the choke. See how it goes. You can feel it hit your wrist. You got to be braced for it just to get the momentum going. But you don't have to worry about once it kicks over, that thing breaking your wrists or tearing the clutches out of your drill. A lot of drills have been destroyed this way. You really need the one-way drive assembly. You can see when you pull the string how the fingers will slide out they engage these cutouts here, right here. And then as soon as you release, they come back in. They pop back in. Let's try it again. The choke is in the run position, not the starting position. We'll try to start it. Okay. It will not start with the choke in the normal run position. For some reason, and I'm not sure why, the choke has to be engaged or out or closed. Now it should fire up. But it does work. We'll do it one more time, and this time we're going to leave it engaged on the generator for a little while. I don't want to tear it up or burn up the bearing. There's a one-way bearing in here, inside the starter drive, right in here. Okay, we're on. We'll start. I won't pull this off crankshaft for maybe a second or two. Let's try it. Hey, thanks for watching. Have a good one.